Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday, and thank you guys for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, we'll be heading back to the CGI Netflix show of He-Man and the Master Universe to take a look at my favorite figure of all time, and that of TRI-KLOPS. And here he is in the packaging. That's what he looked like in the show. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a loose version of this particular TRI-KLOPS, but we'll do our best to take a look at him through the packaging. We'll be comparing him to his origin figures and the Masterverse figure as well. But here we go. Of course, you have a shot of the figure himself in front of the packaging right there. Nice shot. You have Castle Grayskull from the Netflix CGI line right there. You have the Netflix logo. You have a nice shot of the figure himself right there. And he comes with a spear. And you do have that power attack feature like the vintage He-Man used to have back in the 80s. That spring-loaded feature. You have the name TRI-KLOPS right there. Alright, flip it around to the back. Better shot. This action feature, call that. You can move the eye around and switch it to different colors. A nice shot of the figure himself. Right there. Of course, the other figures, and I have done reviews for this particular Skeletor and Mosquitorita, right there. The female version of Mosquitor, right there on my channel. Of course, a better shot of his power attack feature. Like I said, just like the vintage He-Man line, his waist is spring-loaded, so you can, spring him, you can spring him to one side and he will shoot back to the other, right there. Side to side and up and down, right there. Alright. One more shot of him, right there. Back around. There we go. Alright, and one more shot. There we go. Now, like I said, unfortunately, I do not have one of the, a loose version of this particular TRI-KLOPS figure in my collection. I'm happy to have this one, though. For pretty much, this is a toy line that did not take off. It did not, resonate. I feel it did not resonate with the He-Man collectors. At least from my understanding. And if you do have this figure and you love this line, and you have this and stuff like that, that's awesome. I'm glad. Unfortunately, after the first couple of figures, like He-Man and Skeletor, for the most part, the rest of them were pretty much like an online, at least for me, was an online figure to get. So, but I think I got him at Big Bad Toy Store when they were still available. And like I said in previous reviews of the CGI line, this is a He-Man line from I would consider from a different universe, like a multiverse, because take what you know about He-Man and just kind of throw it out. They kept the basic stuff with He-Man, but they kind of changed some stuff around. Spoiler alert. And I think the line is done. I think the show's done. I mean, it's on Netflix right now. It has 3 seasons. And, maybe it's the one, maybe it'll be a 4th season. Because they kind of left it, open for Hordak to come and stuff like that. Like the Revolution cartoon show. It's going to be coming out soon. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, I've not heard anything. I mean, nothing came out of San Diego Comic-Con this year for any new CGI figures. So, I don't know. I mean, if you know anything, guys, let me know about this particular show. This particular TRI-KLOPS, his visor can move from people to people, and that's what controls. So this is basically a random person, I believe, and his eyepiece is artificial. Spoiler alert. And it will control you if it gets if it wraps around you and stuff like that. It takes over your brain and stuff like that, and that's how it works. So anybody can be TRI-KLOPS in this show. So that's what the difference is about this and other TRI-KLOPS that we know from other previous He-Man shows. So like I said, you got to take what you know about He-Man and kind of throw it out because it's a little bit different than what we know. It's more of and it's also the show is more kid friendly as well. But still, I mean, really cool character. They kept the look of the basic look of TRI-KLOPS, still keeping that same height of the Origins figures. And speaking of Origins figures, let's take a look at a few of them. Of course, I have his, retail version right there. As you can see, almost the same, similar look and stuff like that with the green. Unfortunately, we all know that TRI-KLOPS has his, his green sword, but this one comes with a spear right there. And I do have the fan voted TRI-KLOPS, mini comic version right there. As you can see, the CGI line figure, stands roughly about the same height as the Origins figures, about 5.5, 5.5 inches, right there. Okay. I do have a loose version of the retail TRI-KLOPS because he's my favorite figure of all time. There he is. All right. Now, the one thing that the CGI line does not have is, like, you cannot swap parts, you cannot remove the head, you can't remove the arms. It's basically like, they went with that old school look of the vintage He-Man figure. Very basic and stuff like that, so you cannot remove him from the waist, you can't change out the hands, you can't remove the head and change out the head, stuff like that. So it's basically, just a single regular figure and stuff like that, which I like because, it gives you that old school feel of the vintage He-Man and stuff like that. But of course, we do have the Masterverse line that came out. I might bring it over here. So there's the Masterverse one right there. And I do have a right here. Now I have him in his more cult motherboard look right there, because we're going to be getting that motherboard figure pretty soon from Mattel Creations as that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So I want to have him in this get up for now. Of course, that motherboard figure is going to be like 12 inches tall. Like he's 7 inches, and the motherboard figure will be like 12 inches tall. So I have him in this type of look. But there you go. There's a nice look. That TRI-KLOPS right there. There's his standard, version right there, without the motherboard cult leader outfit. And I really do wish that, like I said, like he would, like, after like a certain, maybe like wave 1, like He-Man and Skeletor, the basic figures, like after that, like, because the show didn't take off and it, like I said, didn't resonate and didn't find its place, with the collectors and stuff like that, that it didn't, like, was not at retail at all, like nothing. And like I said, like, if you remember in a previous video, I talked about, Walmart, not, like, I have 3 Walmarts, where I'm at, and 2 Walmarts have nothing to do with He-Man at all, and the one I do, does carry He-Man, does have some Masterverse, and does have Origins, but it has no CGI anymore. It's completely, like, gone, and there's no more. So that's why I'm curious and seeing if there's going to be, another TV show, like another season of this particular show or not. I don't think there will be. I have not heard anything. I know there will be a new show, Revolution, of the Masterverse line. We'll deal with Hordak and She-Ra. But yeah, like, this is a toy line. This did not, resonate, or it didn't do good with the collectors and stuff like that. And I can understand. They took He-Man and they just, like, I prefer him, this particular He-Man show, as, a part of the multiverse, and this is, not from the normal He-Man show that we all know and love, and he just changed it up a little bit, like, and I've talked this before, there's some spoilers and stuff like that between this show, I would recommend, you can watch it, it's on Netflix right now, and it's a good show, believe it or not, it's pretty good, I think it's a good, you can watch it at least one time, and at least say you've watched it and stuff like that, but yeah, a very unique telling of He-Man. I was going to see some spoilers, but I believe, like, if you wish to watch the show, you can. If you don't, you don't. But, like, in this particular show, like, everyone knows who He-Man is. Everyone knows that Prince Adam's He-Man and stuff like that. And and some of his friends called down the power of Grayskull as well to enhance their abilities and stuff like that. And the bad guys have their own, thing as well. They enhance their abilities as well with the power of Havoc. And like I said about this particular TRI-KLOPS, the eyepiece is an artificial intelligence that can connect to anybody and stuff like that to control. So this person right here can be just some random Eternian, some random citizen that the eyepiece just connected and took over control. This could be like an Eternia, palace guard, because that's where the staff comes in and stuff like that. So there you go, guys. But still, I mean, really cool. I like the look of this particular, TRI-KLOPS. I like that they kept that basic look of the green and stuff like that. And you can move the eyepiece as well. I just wish I had a loose version of him. And I'm sure if I went on eBay right now, they're probably dirt cheap. You can probably find him for like $7 on, online. Of course, we're going to get that Filmation style soon of the Origins figures. I hope I'll get that Origins Filmation style TRI-KLOPS. It's really cool about the the Filmation style figures. They're going to be more upright. They're going to stand up more taller than the Hunch 5.5 Origins figures. That'd be really cool. And I do believe like each Filmation style Origins figure coming out in retail will have something very unique that will come with them and stuff like that. I'm not sure what about TRI-KLOPS, what it's going to have. Something that the Filmation show had with him. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they will include with TRI-KLOPS in the Filmation Origins line. So I can't wait for that. But there you go, guys. There's a nice look of the TRI-KLOPS, my absolute all-time favorite He-Man figure of all time. I'm going to give him one more scan right there. Sort of my loose version of the retail version right there of TRI-KLOPS. Of course, we have the fan-voted mini comic book version of TRI-KLOPS. It was exclusive from Mattel Creations. I think he was a PowerCon exclusive too. I might be wrong about that. Of course, here's the retail in box. Then we have the CGI TRI-KLOPS. Really, really cool. Of course, then we have the Masterverse version of him. And then we have the loose cult leader for the motherboard. But there you go, guys. There's a look at TRI-KLOPS. Nice more scan. Before we And I do like the fact, like one more thing, and I do like the fact that, these figures have, kept that spring-loaded action feature, that power attack that the vintage He-Man line does. And maybe, I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if, there was Filmation style, Origin figures, maybe have that type of feature included. That'd be kind of cool. If not, still, I think it's going to be amazing to have a Filmation style, figures like TRI-KLOPS coming soon. But there you go, guys. One more shot of TRI-KLOPS. Alright, guys. I'd like to take the time now to thank my subscribers. If you made it this far in the video, guys, and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, guys. I love talking with you guys, all things Master Universe, through Origins, through CGI, and through Masterverse. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, that like button, guys, and thank you for doing that, guys. I appreciate that so much. And hit that notification bell when you know when to upload new videos. And tomorrow we'll be heading back again to the CGI line, and we'll be looking at its version of Stratos, a very different look from Stratos that we all know and are familiar with. So he's a totally different look for Stratos in the CGI line. We'll be taking a look at him. And like TRI-KLOPS, I don't have a loose version of this particular figure, just in the box only. But we'll still do our best to compare him to, of course, his Masterverse version and his Origins versions. So it'll be kind of cool to look at that. Share this video, guys, who has a love and a passion for collecting He-Man, like Origins, like CGI, and like Masterverse. So, guys, hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care, guys. Have a good one.